this time.
Safa sapeli sizo simnyama iwasafa isizo saba kamula mo hanimpo kanize wemanye wemodo Safa sapeli sizo simnyama iwasafa isizo saba kamula mo hanimpo kanize Maya yakala Pasafasa pelisizo sinyama Iwasafa Isizo sabatu Alamulava Hanimbo kalize Maya wamodo
Yeah. Hello, wonderful viewers. How are you doing today? Welcome. Welcome to the exciting episodes of our program here on Ancient Idu. Alright. On a quick note, we are here to talk about the ongoing incidents or circumstances in Nigeria right now, with the way it's trending or perhaps the way it's going, because sometimes we just simply need to come out on the other side of reality, whereby we'll have to tell you certain truths or open up your eyes to see certain things, away from popular opinion though. Okay, so without taking much of our time, this is Ancient Idu TV. Alright? And here we give narratives the way we should be able to do that in the right way. No sugar coating, filled with raw passion, and also devoid of politically correct speech or statements. Alright? What most media outlets find difficult to do in the part of the world we are narrowing down our microphone or our cameras to. Okay? And for your information, everything we are doing here is on public domain. So there is no need for you to feel upset with the way we make our reportage or we discharge our program. Alright? Because reality has to be put right. Okay? Good. The title of today's broadcast is as simple as what you see on the screen. This one here. It says Sowore, October 20 protest, free MNK. You all know what MNK stands for. MNK literally stands for one man. The man that his presence or absence is still an elephant in the room. And the name of that single individual, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the one we call MNK. A man, whenever his name is mentioned, sends shockwave across the length and breadth of the zoo or the geographical space called Nigeria, according to the late Obafemi Awolowo, who rightly said that Nigeria is just a geographical space. I believe he borrowed that word from Sir Winston Churchill, the then governor of India, when the Indians expelled the British. That should be 77 or 78 years ago. Winston Churchill stood firm when they lowered the Union flag or the Union Jack, the flag of the British Empire. Winston Churchill said, India is just a geographical space. That definitely the Indians are going to call on them to come and help them when the time is right. But India went one step ahead to prove them wrong, every single one of them. Today, the country known as India is the biggest country on earth when it comes to population. They have about 1.4 billion people. China comes second with 1.3 billion. Okay? Then, recently this year, India finally overtook the UK, London, England, Great Britain. They overtook them in economic superpower. India today, India is the fourth largest economy in the world today. It's the same country Winston Churchill tagged a wasteland. Okay? So, here on Idu, ancient Idu, we don't only narrate history the way it should be narrated, we also say it the way it should be said, without sugarcoating or trying to code out anything from it. We just put it out raw. Because basically we are not concerned about the control of anyone. What we do here is simple. Say the story the way it is. Okay? Without taking our time, we are diving straight into the program for today. Alright? And that program is, we are going to touchlight the gray sides. The gray sides, or perhaps the shady angles to what is going on in the space known as Nigeria. Alright? And we are going to highlight a specific set of people. This program, we did it 2 days ago. Technical issues came up. We had to switch studio to yesterday. Eventually, we repeated the broadcast again, and we noticed a couple of glitches. So we are doing it again right now because October 20 is technically less than 24 hours from now. We did it when it was 72 hours, it crashed. We did it when it was 48 hours, it crashed. Now it's 24 hours. So let's give it one more shot and see where the rabbit hole is going to lead us to. Yeah. So, as usual, our program is going to come with specific heat of the moment, and we hopefully hope that the heat is well channeled. So, quickly to your screen here, you can see this young man. His name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there is this Igbo group. This Igbo group right now that is speaking of, or perhaps making some sort of political statements about him. The name of the Igbo group is known as the Igbo think tank called A.I.R Foundation. It says, A.I.R Foundation, Igbo think tank, A.I.R Foundation, writes President Tinubu demands Nnamdi Kanu's release. So I am simply wondering, and you can see from the bottom of the screen that it is from Sahara Reporters. Why is Sahara Reporters pushing this particular message out? You all know who Sahara Reporter is. That is Omoyele Sowore. Okay? That is what Omoyele Sowore can produce. He didn't just produce it because he wanted to do so, but we believe firmly that he did that for the purpose of control. Alright? But this control is not going to work, because here on Ancient Idu, we keep our eyes open like the hawk. Why is it now that A.I.R has to write to the federal government led by Bartholomew, aka Bat, known as Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Batman? Alright? Why is it that A.I.R has to speak now after 3 years of unjust incarceration of an innocent man? Why criminals, terrorists and drug dealers live a La Vida Loca 5-star lifestyle in Nigeria? Because the man at the helm of the affairs of the office of the president is a rogue bandit. Alright? So, we know of his records. His records are not things that we made up. His records are out there in public domain. So, it's no surprise to us why things are like that in Nigeria. So, it's a shame for A.I.R to wake up now and start writing useless letters. We don't give regards to such letters, neither do we respect such people or such group of people that belong to an entity known as A.I.R. So A.I.R can as well take their plead to the grave, for we don't care about that. Number 2, we should be talking about another state actor known as Aisha Yusuf, but we are not going to bring her up right now because we believe we have some other agenda. Aisha Yusuf will be on the back bench or perhaps on the back burner. The story of the Interpol and ICC, Kenya, rubbish and everything will still be on the back burner. Then we are going to highlight this particular individual. He said he's the president of SANS or whatsoever. He's from the north. He's a northerner. He's an Hausa man. So you all will get to hear what he said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released. So let us give him the space to speak now.
For the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As the national president of NANS, on the day of my inauguration, some touts led by Olugbenga Adeyeye, Olushola Ladoja, Lukman Salahuddin, Babatunde Akinteye, known as Baptine, came with machetes and took me away. And I was later arrested by the Department of State Services. While in their custody, I stayed close to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And I realized that he is a man of great passion and love for all Nigerians, irrespective of where you come from. He helped me while I was in detention, gave me valuable advice, and stood by me. And today, I am a free man. Now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody I know very well. He has been unlawfully detained by the government because he hates injustice. And we must stand with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I urge all Nigerians to come out on the 20th of October to protest and ensure that he is released. If bandits and criminals will sit with government representatives with their guns and still go back to go and kidnap, humiliate, maim Nigerians, I see no reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should continue to be in detention. Let us all come out. It is not the fault of these criminals in government that people are suffering today, but because people have become docile, they accept anything, and that is why these people will continue to humiliate those docile Nigerians. Let us all come out en masse. The power of unity is stronger than the power of those in government. Let us not be afraid of anything, because I believe that life can only be worthy of living if living is to the fullest. We must demand for justice and ensure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released. Thank you very much. I remain Comrade Atiku Issa.
Now, you all heard from him. He said his name is Comrade Atiku Issa. That is a northerner. From the way this young man spoke, you should know that he's not a Fulani man. Because the Fulanis, they are not trained to speak like this naturally. And neither will they ever be trained to speak sensibly, if not deviously. Whenever a Fulani man speaks like this, he has a negative ulterior motive somewhere locked up in the chambers of his dark heart, you know. So this young man spoke out in pure truth. You heard who he said attacked him, but we are not there to talk about that. We are not here for any tribal tantrum or tribal bullshit. We are here basically because of the people called the Igbo people. We are not Igbo-phobic, neither do we hate them. But why we have to address them at this point in time is because as a primordial race, you all know what primordial stands for. How can you be a primordial race and at the end of it all, you are the worst of all creation? Those that can bend over at any time, you tilt them over. In as much as you provide them money, they lose their sense of belonging and they do whatever nonsense that they think is okay for them the moment you give them money. Why I decided to hit down on this particular channel right now, on this particular road, is because of the clip that I'm going to show you people here before I bring up I'm thinking of what to bring up next, because I have three that I'm reasoning to bring up. This broadcast is centered on the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We came up here for this particular broadcast because of one entity, and that entity is known as Ijele. He's an Igbo man. So because I mentioned the name Ijele, I'm not going to bring up the next set of expose that we want to do, but rather I'm going to bring up a messenger, an Igbo messenger. He said he's from the gods, or the gods messaged him. All of a sudden the Igbo gods have started speaking again, but we don't care about what speaks or whosoever that is behind whatever that speaks. So let us listen to the gods. The gods that never cared about when they took their seed and unjustly locked up their seed for years, and the Igbo gods never acted to take out those in the DSS dungeon or those in Aso Rock. But let's listen.
ụchanụ ntụrụ ndebe anyị na ihe ọkụkọ bụ mmiri achọkwa n'obodo dị oke mkpa n'ezie. Igbo mụrụ nze m ọzọ, anọ m n'obi m nọrachi ohuhu a nụrụ mmụọ ebe kpọte m n'ụra. Ọ sị m na ndị nna nna anyị ha na-akpọ m oku n'ọhịa mmụọ were ọsọ were ije gbara jebe. Ndebe anyị mgbe m ji ruo owewu na iwe dị ha nna nna anyị ha n'ahụ n'ezie, ha were ọnụ ma gwa m okwu. Asị m gburu oke ekwe m na nje ekwe ọrụ Igbo niile ekwe mkpọrọkọ ọnụ n'eziokwu eziokwu n'ọkwa n'ụzọ ihe na-atọ na-achị ya na owe inwe mmadụ inwe ego inwe ha ga-echere mgbọrọgwụ n'aka. Na Igbo nwere mmadụ na Igbo nwere ego na Igbo nwekwe ndị ji mgbọrọgwụ wee biri. Igbo buru ibu mụọ nwa, Igbo mụrụ nze mụọ ọzọ. N'eziokwu eziokwu na ajọ ihe na mmadụ dị n'obodo o ruzie mgbe ihe eji mmadụ emerụziri mmadụ akọkwazie. nye ka ahụ ndị okenye mmụọ na wee gwa m okwu n'ọkwa na ihe arụ na Igbo anaghị ekwu otu, Igbo anaghị anụ otu. Ọ sị m na nna enu na o dowe anya na Igbo ahụhụ onwe ha n'anya, na Igbo na-eme ọnọdụ adọ nke ya egburu ozu nwa onye ọzọ dịka ebu ukwu nkwu, na ọkwado ihe ka Nigerian terrorist gọọmenti ji ejide agwa iji eje mba ọhamadike Biafra Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ma Igbo emegharịghị ahụ ka mgbe ahụ ruo ma ugbu a ọ wụrụzi onye Yoruba Sowore na-agbaziri anyị mkpụ nwanne na ya wụ ihe na ọ dịkwa ihere n'anya. Eziokwu ndebe anyị ka ha ndị okenye mmụọ na wee gwa m okwu. Ha sị m na m bụrụ oke ekwe m na nje kụọrọ ndị nnukwu mmadụ nnukwu arụsị Igbo ji biri ekwe mkpọrọkọ ọnụ na njikere ha ma ọ na ọkpụ isi amaghị akpụ n'ala Igbo ka ọ na-agụba adịghị nkọ. Na njikere ha ji gba nkịtị na Nigerian terrorist gọọmenti wee jide ọhamadike Biafra Maazị Nnamdi Kanu odegwa ji kara mba jide ya na ndụ na-achọ ijuru ya n'ọnwụ. Ha ndị okenye mmụọ na-eme ka o doo m anya na eziokwu na mkpụrụ obi ya we ochie dike sikwe n'ike mana anụ arụ ya na ike agwụgwọ ya mmọnwụ. Ha ndị okenye mmụọ na-asị m n'eziokwu na Igbo na-ewere egbe dị nri na nke na-adịghị nri ka eje nata ya weze ka ọgụ mmadụ ebu eje n'ịkpa maka na ihe emekata n'elu ụwa mee ya ọhamadike Biafra Maazị Nnamdi Kanu na Igbo ya gbakọtara awụsa odibo ruo na njedebe nke ụwa. Ndebe anyị na-eka ahụ ndị okenye mmụọ nọ na-agwa m na m bụrụ oke ekwe na nkụ n'ọnụ ụzọ ụlọ niile n'ala Igbo. N'eziokwu ma nwoke ma nwaanyị, nwa eku n'aka, nwa nke na-egbu igbe na onye ọ napụta na ya bụ abalị 20 nke Ọktoba, Igbo 28 Ọktoba maka ya nnukwu ngagharị iwe maka nnwere onwe ọhamadike Biafra Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Ha sị m n'eziokwu na onye Igbo ọnụ na-apụtaghị ya wụ ngagharị iwe Igbo kpọrọ protest na sị mara amara na aka ya dị na adịghị mma na ya wụ onye n'eziokwu na eziokwu adịghị ya n'ọnụ n'obodo na ọganihu amasịghị ya. Na ya ka ha ndị okenye mmụọ nọ na-eme ka nghọta na eziokwu n'ọkwa n'aka zuo ezu ope abịrị bụ ọpata mmanụ n'ọkwa na girigiri wu ugwu eze na agbaghị ụzọ were mgba ọ naghị echi na anyị Igbo na anyị ekuni ka anyị jikere na Abuja ji eme ya hụ protest ọ bụrụ na ha ya egbusi anyị otu abalị ngwongwo ha ji ebute egbe na anyị na-abịa. N'eziokwu ndebe anyị na-aka ha ndị okenye mmụọ na wee kọrọ m akụkọ. Ha sị m n'ezie instead of living for nothing that we should die for something, na nwatakịrị zọba nke na ọ na-awa ajọ nwa na eziokwu na ọ na-eme nwata buru agwụ o buru iro. Na gịnị ka ọhamadike Biafra mekwere terrorist gọọmenti Naijiria na ha terrorist gọọmenti nọkwa ha na-eji ugwu Hausa soro ndị banditi na ndị kriminal ndị omekome ndị ogbu mmadụ na-enegosieti na-eke ha ndị omekome ego gbadatazie n'ala Igbo be anyị jide ọhamadike Biafra na-ekwu okwu nnwere onwe obodo ya na-ebughị egbe na-ebughị mma n'aka. Na ya ka ahụ ndị okenye mmụọ nọ na-agwa m na ahọrọ nwa gbuo echi họrọ ụmụ chi ọzọ na o doo n'anya na enwere ndị ahụrụ n'anya n'obodo ma nwee ndị akpọrọ asị n'ezie. Na ya ka ahụ ndị okenye mmụọ nọ na-agwa m okwu na mgbe ejiri gbuo ọchụ n'obodo na aka onye ụzụ dị ya, na onye na-eje nwe Abuja na onye ahụ ya jewe na lokal gọọmenti ya jewe na steeti gọọmenti haus na onye ọbụla jee mee protest na ya wee oke ụbọchị. Na eziokwu na ha wụ ndị ọchịchị nchigbu na-achịgbu ala Igbo be anyị na aka ha dịkwa na ojiji eji ha wụ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu onye si na aka ya adịghị ya gịnị ka o kwugworo kamgbe ihe a na-eme. Na ya ka ha ndị okenye mmụọ nọ na-agwa m okwu. Ha sị m na eziokwu na akwụkwọ n'ọtọ na ahụ ekwughị na ọ na-egbu okenye ekwuzi anụhụ ogbuo nwata ajọ ngananga na ndị ọchịchị niile a na-achị South East n'ezie na aka ha adịghị ọcha na eziokwu adịghị ha n'ọnụ na ha ji ya azụ okwe na arụ na-eme n'ala Igbo be anyị na aka ha dị ya. N'eziokwu ndebe anyị ọkwara ya wee kwe ngagharị iwe ka m nọ na-akụchite obodo anya nso na Igbo ndebe anyị n'ọkwa zugbe na nna m gwara m n'ezie n'izu ka mma na nna eji Igbo wee onye agha na nwanne ya ma ya wozie ọkpụrụkpụ mmadụ anyị ji dị ebube ọ na-eme oruo na ọgụ ụnọ na-adasị gbuo dike si gbuo dike mana obodo gbuo dike na ọgụ ụnọ ọgụ ezi onye ya ejezi ọkwanye ka nna m ji gwa m na obodo egbuna ihe ha ji dị ebube maka na obodo gbuo ihe ha ji dị ebube mmadụ ugwu obodo arụọna ọhamakwa dịka o ji eme agba dịka izu agbagharịa ya ọhamadike Biafra Maazị Nnamdị Kanụ ọkwa ihe anyị ji kara mba ka anyị pụta n'igwe jee ngagharị iwe ka mba ụwa niile hụzie n'anya na iwe igbo ekweregwo na nwanne anyị enweghị ihe o mere na eziokwu na Naijiria gọọmenti ha bụ arụ na-eme ihe mkpagbu n'ike.
So, you all heard that. I'm going to give you the interpretation in a nutshell, you know. What the man simply said there is that the ones he called Okenyemo are the dead elders or the ancestors. That they decided to wake him up when he was having his rest or whatever he was doing, and he decided to come out eventually to speak for the Okenyemos. So now, he said the Okenyemos are the dead elders. They said that the Igbos don't love themselves. Is it today that the dead elders eventually managed to know that Igbos don't love themselves? Even when we were kids, we knew already that these people are so mean, so wicked, and so evil to themselves. The Igbos. The Igbos. So now, he also said that the unjust incarceration of Maazị Nnamdị Kanụ was done by the Igbos, the so-called living elders, not the dead ones now, the elders that are still alive, that those that we call leaders, elders, or those that we respect. No, not we, because we don't respect them. Those that you people respect in the land, that they are the ones directly responsible for what's going on in the southeast, in Igbo land, Ale Igbo. So, he also called on everyone that come 20th of October, everyone should come out en masse to support the Yoruba guy that is leading the protest. That as the entire Igbo land is, not even a single soul has the courage, they got the temerity or the love to stand up for Nnamdị Kanụ. Now it is someone else from another ethnic group entirely from the Yoruba side known as Sowore that stood up for it. But him himself and his dead ancestors or elders, they are so unintelligent to read in between the lines that Sowore never came out to fight for Nnamdị Kanụ just like that. It is just for political games. Aye. But whatsoever that brought us Sowore, we don't care. All we want to see is that Nnamdị Kanụ comes out. Now, he said the Igbos have people, educated people, multi-millionaires and billionaires, but everyone is silent. Why wouldn't they be silent? Look at the ground he stood on. Red, muddy ground. Red, red. If you don't understand, have a look at it. I guess you all can see the ground he is displaying his technical craft on. You all saw it. Red. And that red ground has been there for ages. I tell you, before my great-grandfather was born, that ground has been like that. And anyone that attempts to fix that road, the Igbos naturally will eliminate that person through witchcraft, poison, or any other means necessarily possible. That is how mean these people are to themselves. How terrible they are. So, there are adages, the Igbo adage, or they call it Ilu, Itu Ilu. It sounds so sweet when they start talking, But always remember that the serpent, the hissing of the serpent sounds good, until the serpent bites you. Then you will know what time it is. Okay? So whenever they speak, I always tend to be on my guard, because a reptile can just be speaking to you without you noticing that it's a reptile. After all, in the days of the Bible, donkey spoke in the language of man. Whose donkey was that? The donkey of a man known as Balaam or Balaam. His donkey spoke. So these days, if reptiles, or even in the days of old, a serpent spoke to Eve. So if they come back this day to speak as Igbo people, I always tend to, double check them because they are never real. These people can sell out at any point in time, so don't put your trust on them. We are sounding this from experience. What they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they did it to Ojukwu. They did it during the time of Agha Idu Naoba. They did it during the Aba women's riot. They did it during the rise and fall of Ekumeku. They did it to destroy the temple in Arochukwu. The history goes on and on. Whenever there is a massive downfall in Igbo identity, Ubo identity, look closely. You might not even need to look closely. Just peep, just glance, like that. You will see the handwriting on the wall. It was done by an Igbo man. An Igbo man, one of them, one of their own, must always come out to sell out. They are saboteurs by nature. And we don't have apologies to saboteurs. We don't, and we will never ever have any apology to saboteurs. Never. It dawned on me recently. Someone sent it to me. I never knew that Ojukwu said that. Ojukwu said in his days when he was alive, he said, as a leader or Igbo leader, if you want to fail in life, tell an Igbo man or Igbo woman what to do. That is the day your end comes. Tell me, what type of unruly things are these things called Igbos? I will show you the type of unruly things they are in the next video coming up. And these two entities that you will see here is an Igbo man and an Igbo woman. They have the so-called money. I believe the mansion that you see from the other side of the video could be their home that they built. But this is how they make a living. Coming out technically almost naked, 85% to 95% naked, only on pants and bra, acting stupid online just to make social media money. And this is a trend that is blazing like fire now across the land, length and breadth of the land or the place known as Nigeria, originated or started by these entities. Let's see. I wouldn't want to get the volume out, but since the volume will always come out. What's the title? Let's just go there. Let's go there. You can see, even the dog or the goat was there watching them. And the animal just said to himself that, I thought I was an animal. I never knew that human beings are the worst animals. A dog was saying that into itself there. Okay, let's take it back. Now, you can see, that's the dog, the head of the dog. Just watching them. Just watching them. Look at them. Can you see? Look at the woman. Look at the man. These are the type of things Alaibo can produce these days. These are the type of things. When people across the globe are making use of technology, Gen Zs are making use of technology, advancing the world through AI and others. Gen Zs are toppling up the government in countries such as Nepal, even here, southern hemisphere of Africa, a country known as Madagascar. Recently, the Gen Zs toppled the government. They changed the land, they changed everything, the status quo, because they are tired of corrupt criminals. But in Nigeria, Alaibo, this is this that you see on your screen now, is someone's father and mother, couples. Look at how stupid they are. Very, very stupid. This is why when we come out, we call them bunch of idiots, reprobate animals. Those are the type of names we'll call them. No matter what we call them, no matter the adjectives we use to qualify these people, they don't have shame. They are the primordial beings, but the most useless of all creation. The Igbos. Look at them. I will show you their child, the type of children this type of parents make. Is coming next. You will see the type of children they make. It's coming next. Don't worry. Now, this is the child. I will pause it and talk about it. Stop. This is the child that such people produce. The name of this guy, he's one of the reasons why we came here. Perhaps the main reason why we came here today, not just Sowore alone. Sowore is number 2. The main reason why we came up here is to expose how wicked and how evil the Igbos are to themselves. You heard what that oracle said, that the dead ancestors or the dead elders said that Igbos don't love themselves, that they are wicked to themselves. So on the backdrop of that, we are going to elaborate what the dead ancestors said. We are going to elaborate on it. This idiot on your screen, his name is known as Ijele. I don't know his full name, but they like to call him Ijele. He came out and he vowed that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should never ever be released, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, is an evil man. Ijele himself is fighting for justice for the people that have died in Alibo or across Nigeria. Ijele himself is fighting for justice for those that are homeless or those that have been displaced at home and so on. He's blaming everything on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a man that did nothing, a man that decided to come out because of the injustice going on in Nigeria, how people are being killed and everything. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu decided to rise up, just as Ojukwu did, that led to the Civil War. He decided to rise up for his own people. A man that left his comfort. He was living a comfortable life. He's a British citizen. He decided to come back home to fight for his people. Then, immediately as he came back home, Ijele could as well be his age mate. Or older than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just as Simon is also older than Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But these men have decided to serve the devil. Look at Ijele boldly carrying out protests there in Abuja, and you can see the mammoth crowd following him, chanting, Nnamdi Kanu should not be released. The crowd following him are all round Igbos. All round Igbos. And you want us to come out and say something and say, oh, Igbos, let us come together. We are never going to come together until entities like Ijele is completely expunged from the land. And if they escape, let them be permanently ostracized from the land. That is the way justice should be served. But then again, the group that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu created, or A.I.R, the ESN, I once addressed those people, and I'm addressing them again today, that they are the most useless thing ever a leader or a man like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can organize or create. The ESN. A dead horse beat is better than the ESN. The ESN are a decomposed, and that is objects. They are decomposed already. At least we know that the horse just died, so when we say dead horse beat, it's still a little bit fresh. It will take some time to decompose. But the ESN are decomposed already. They don't exist. They are useless. This is Ijele in Nigeria. When he was in Turkey before he got deported, there was a whole round of hula balloons. If he comes here, we'll deal with him. We'll show him. Ijele is there in Nigeria. Every now and then he goes to court to antagonize Nnamdi Kanu. He goes there to bear false witnesses against him. Ijele is a poison. an example of Igbo people. They are poisons. A fake man of God known as Ebuka will be locked up this poison for over 1 year and nothing happened. After they released him now, his strength has returned. It is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that Ijele can spit out fire against. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has got followers. And all his followers are silenced. Do you know why? They are fake followers. They are very useless. They are only following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just in case the young man achieves a result. Then you see them, they will all rise up and stand firm. Shoulder high, chest puffed out. That we fought the battle together. Meanwhile, it was just Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and some silent men and women that don't want their identity to be disclosed that actually fought the battle and won it. Not those that you see in the front line. Everyone in the front line are useless deceivers, saboteurs everywhere. This is a shanty do. We don't have anything to do with this type of activism or struggle or hustle. We don't have anything, but we looked at the way the dynamics is going, the way the table is spinning around. Then we decided to speak. We don't want to be counted amongst the silent ones that had the voice that should have been able to speak but never bothered speaking. What brought us to this stage is because we decided we believe in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We don't need to know him. We don't need to be close to him. We don't even want to even see him wherever he is. But we believed in what he stands for. You know, Yeshua said, even if they are not with you and they are not against what you are doing, then that means you all are working together. And the scripture says that the spirit is one, but the disposition of the duty is of different members. And I saw that the spirit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is one. One with what? One with the truth. And you must align with the truth. You don't need to know the flag bearer of the truth, so long as whosoever is the flag bearer stands on the ground of truth. You must align with the truth. That is common sense. But to the Igbos, these people are vile, evil spirits. Before an Igbo man will align to you, they are already calculating what are they going to get in return. That is why they sold Nnamdi Kanu. That is why they sold him. So, back to Ijele. You saw the parents of Ijele doing WrestleMania under the rain. Those are Igbo people. But then when they finished, they gave birth to an unscrupulous entity known as Ijele. Continue with your stupidity. Listen to the nonsense he has to say.
Buried alive, justice for those that they cannibalize, justice for those that they made to leave their homes. They kill people, bury them alive, and now we are supposed to do what? Fight ourselves over a criminal? It's not going to happen. Okay? Okay?
I strongly believe that you all heard that. I believe you all heard that. They said fight for a criminal. Nnamdi Kanu is responsible for people's homelessness. The Fulanis are everywhere in Nigeria, sacking traditional homelands, killing, maiming people, taking over everything. Ijele, even till this moment, says that it's Nnamdi Kanu. The U.S. Department of State has brought out evidences of how Fulani herders, terrorists, are ransacking Nigerian villages, ancestral land, burning it, killing people, rendering them homeless. This is official document coming from the top intelligence body or organization of the world in the US. Top intelligence. Here is an Igbo man. Igbo people are evil. If you see an Igbo man, be on your guard 24/7 because they can sell you at any time. More especially if you are an Igbo and you have something to do with Igbo, always look at that person carefully. If you are an Igbo that has the truth or light in you, don't trust your own because they are evil. Look at Ijele. US State Department brought out evidences of what is going on in Nigeria. Ijele is here telling you that it's Nnamdi Kanu, a criminal, that is doing it. Ijele for 1 second has never said anything about Shekau or any Islamic killing. Do you know why? He is a girlfriend to an Alhaji that housed him in Maitama. Ijele is living in Maitama in a boys' quarter, or what is known as a cottage. Some can call it condominium, given to him by his overlord that pays him in cash and in kind. He is there talking trash about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Listen to the Buffon once again.
Justice for those that they buried alive. Justice for those that they cannibalized. Justice for those that they made to leave their homes. They kill people, bury them alive, and now we are supposed to do what? Fight ourselves over a criminal? It's not going to happen. Okay? Okay?
Alright, you all heard that from Ijele, an Igbo man, an Igbo useless fool. A very useless fool. Then when we speak, we have another idiot like the preachers of Igbo land, spearheaded and led by Igbo Kobi, coming out and say, oh, forgive. Jesus said forgive. You all are idiots. Except for those that never read the Bible. Jesus said forgive, right? Go and mess up in England that gave you the New King James Bible. And then you open the section that Jesus said forgive. England will liquidate you. Go and mess up in Israel and tell them that Jesus came from Israel and he said he preached about love and forgiveness. Netanyahu will yahoo you to hell. Go and mess up in America and tell them that America is land of liberty, rights and democracy, land of the free. Then Trump will use your soul to blow trumpet. Then your eyes will open. Useless people. Only in Nigeria Jesus is speaking of love. And animals like Ijele are there talking. With Ijele's parents dancing naked in the streets. Only in Nigeria such things are possible. Only in Nigeria. But we don't blame them. We will never blame them. Ijele is coming up here again so that you will hear what Ijele said with his mouth. And I look at the ESN. I say, ESN, you people, yes, share this broadcast. I need you to share this broadcast. Share it. In fact, edit it, cut this side, send it to the ESN. Send it to them wherever they are. Either they are in Hawaii having holidays, they are in the swimming pool swimming, they are in the bush, anywhere they are somewhere eating braai or barbecue. Send it to them. So that they will know that ancient Idu said that they are useless and they are not meant to exist. They failed their leader. They failed their superior officer in command, their GOC. They failed him. ESN, they are a pipe dream. Pipe, that is what the ESN is. Very useless entity. Very useless groups. Tomorrow if Nnamdi Kanu comes out, you see them pumping their chest, walking. We are powerful, we are powerful. You are powerful, they colonize your ancestors, colonize you, made you people stupid eternity tomorrow. And you are still there walking around like peacock. You are Igbos, you are intelligent, you are powerful, useless people. Listen to Ijele.
Do you know how helpless we'll be looking when they say they release the car? We go buy a front of it, no go past that Maitama. You dey hear me? He no go cross that. Make them say they want to send them to hospital. Let's no get idea. We go buy them for this Abuja. If DSS arrest me, make they arrest me. Say they want, make them try them. We go buy them. Come out for that. We go buy them. We must buy them. By any means necessary, we go buy them. The people will be beaten at the security will go stop. He good make the buy and legally. Whether they buy Nnamdi Kanu is not even up for debate. He go buy Oga Nwurere. When they give a Gbogbo Nishe no care am. We are in.
Now, we had to stop it here again now. We are taking it back. You see how the Igbos, there is something that I hate about these people. This is no joke. To be honest, there is something I hate about the Igbos passionately. I'm from there, and I hate this thing about them. They are evil. They are evil. When you talk of evil, go to Igbo land, you see the finest quality of evil, witchcraft. You heard what he said? He said, at any cost, that he will kill Nnamdi Kanu in the open. He doesn't care even if they arrest him. That is better Nnamdi Kanu dies in custody. Because if they bring him out, he must search for him and kill him. Why will Ijele not be able to say these things? Because no one has accosted him in a very hard, brutal way in Nigeria, a land that there is no justice. When you get hold of Ijele, break his spine. Break it one time. All this noise will end. You can see the confidence he's using to vomit trash, garbage from his mouth. And I look on the online space, I see people writing something, oh Ijele, why now? It's your brother. We are all one. May God Almighty punish any content creator that is writing such about Ijele, begging him. You people are useless. Igbos, you people are useless. That's why Nnamdi Kanu said that the serpent will pour spit. We spit in your eyes. You Igbos are useless. You see, when the Igbos speak with venom, it is not empty threat. They will carry it out. The Igbo man tells you his wickedness, the depth of his wickedness from inside his heart, only to one person, his own brother, his own sister, his own mother, his own father, his bloodline. The Igbo man, you will see him amplify himself. Igbos, we have had their experience, not once, not twice. And many a times, we try everything possible within our reach to address them in the most violent way. Because Igbos are evil spirits. The Bible says, kingdom of God suffered violence, and only the most violent takes by force. So if you come across them, ensure you amplify every strength you have, physical and spiritual, to strike them back. Strike fear into their members so that they will wake up and run away from you. Igbos, we have survived them. Once they come to ancient Idu, they say, you are an Igbo, you are talking against Igbo. You are a bastard. I say, very good. Your father that gave birth to you is a bastard. I say it, I just spill it out directly. Ijele is offended. The Nnamdi Kanu said that Nigeria is a zoo. So he's offended. It's like whenever we come out to say, oh, Igbos are mean. There are some people that we know that we believe are friends, but they are not friends. They are friend enemies, pure enemies. When we say Igbos are bad, they pick offense immediately. I'm not referring to you. I've got nothing to do with you. I'm just using a general blanket statement. They get offended immediately. They start talking. But meanwhile, behind the shadows, those people are truly evil. I decided to stay away from every single one of them because they are evil, just as their fathers are. They get offended. Nnamdi Kanu said Nigeria is a zoo because nothing is working in Nigeria. No electricity, no water, no road, nothing. Yet we have money, and people from Nigeria are buying up estates across the world, showing the world that there is money. But when you go home to your country, there is nothing. You see that one, the oracle, when the oracle was talking in that place, that bush, you can see how muddy that road looks like. And that road has been there for ages, if not centuries, for millennia. That road has been like that. Those are the things that prompted Nnamdi Kanu to cry out. And the unjust killing of those that have no one to fight for them. Nnamdi Kanu said enough. This wickedness cannot go on in the land. He rose up. Lo and behold, his own rose up against him. His own. So, how do you want us to address this issue? With easy levity. Ijele spitting fire that he must surely kill Nnamdi Kanu. ESN is here docile. ESN, you people are the most useless thing Nnamdi Kanu ever created. I don't care whosoever is your leader. ESN have turned around, killing themselves, killing the people that they are meant to protect. The one wing said his name is Commander Gento, the Yahoo. Can you imagine such a useless name? And IPOB, they are praising him. Hey, they don't catch Commander Gento, we don't agree. When they're catching Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa rise. Then catch Simon Ekpa, Gento rise. Then after Gento, another person go rise. That is the way you people will keep rising like fools. Because it is only fools that rise and they get cut down. Nnamdi Kanu, nobody brought him down. He was betrayed by his own. So Simon Ekpa, who betrayed Simon Ekpa? A useless entity that after they caught him in Finland, a place that he said is his home, and he has political clout as a politician there. Next thing, when they caught him, he said he's a content creator. Next thing, before we knew what was happening, Simon Ekpa was crying in the court. It's a shame. You people don't have shame. Share this broadcast. Share it. I need this broadcast to get to Aleibo. I need it to get to the east. I need it to get to Nigeria, so that people will wake up. People will wake up and ask themselves a simple question. Listen to this fool again, so that I can move forward.
Do you know how helpless we'll be looking when they say they release the car? We go buy a missile from front of it, no go past that Meitama. You dey hear me? It no go cross that man. Make them say they want to send them to hospital. Unless we don't get the idea, we go buy them for this Abuja. If DSS will arrest me, make them arrest me. Say they want, make them try them. We go buy them. Come out for that. We go buy them. We must buy them. By any means necessary, we go buy them. The people will be beaten and the security will be scattered. It good make they buy them legally. Whether they buy Nnamdi Kanu is not even up for debate. He go buy Oga Nwurere. When they give Abubu Nishe no care. We are in the zoo. He must remain in the cage. We don't get everything we want in the zoo. It should be in a zoo. We are a zoo. So the bonobo must buy there. Sure, na they hear me so. Me na zo haneze ndara o. Haneze ndosho. Haneze ndashawo. Whichever way one in you will not remove it. He go here and there. But you go tell him. How can you road there?
All right. This is the same man, very dark man, rose up to fight for. Very dark bandit, very useless entity. Suddenly jumped out, wanting to make content with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, I don't know this man, but whatever he's saying is the truth, and I might not go with him, but I believe in what he's saying, coming from very dark man. Nigerians are the most useless, unserious thing God ever created, led by the Igbos in the field of being useless. This is the man that very dark man fought for. When they will pick him up over this statement he made about Nnamdi Kanu, he will say he was just joking. Can't I joke? I have the right to joke. Igbos. When they make noise, you get hold of them. They switch immediately. They change their mouth. Do you know why we play this guy now? We are going to play his right-hand man, his friend. His friend. That we all thought we are humans together. We never knew that some people are far worse than Lucifer himself. So you will listen. This is the guy that believed in Ijele. And they both came together to call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu names. I don't care. You can share this broadcast to him as well. You can share it to him. Foolish people everywhere. Watch it.
The IPOB, Biafra people, they are the one organizing protests. They say they want to duplicate what happened in Kenya, in Nigeria. Can you imagine that? IPOB, Biafra people, disobedient children, Biafra people from the southeast of Nigeria. These same people from the southeast of Nigeria has always been the problem of Nigeria. They travel to Malaysia, they become the problem of Nigeria. They travel to China, they become the problem of Nigeria. They go to South Africa, they become the problem of Nigeria. They do kidnapping, they do all kinds of rubbish, they spoil the country. The same Biafra IPOP people from the same southeast. My question today is, why is the southeast of Nigeria, Biafra people, indie developers, why are they always excited to be part of the problems in Nigeria? Right?
You all see that when fools talk, even drunkards can be able to identify a fool when a fool speaks. This guy you see on your screen here is a buffon, a non-entity, a perfect non-entity, a useless thing. This is the same man that stood side by side. Nnamdi Kanu is my leader. Next thing Nnamdi Kanu becomes a rogue. The one that just passed now became his friend. Now, Biafra, the Igbos are the problem. This animal here doesn't even know that he's an Igbo. Ask him, where did A.I.R come from? He doesn't know his history. He doesn't know his history. Every time I'm an engineer from the coastal region, he doesn't know his history. You can see how useless people are. Beyond description, these are the entities that we are talking about. Now, Nigerian custom, they shared lots or slots for recruitment of officers into the Nigerian custom. Both his own coastal region and the hinterland called the Igbo land. The two regions never got up to 300 slots or 300 seats in Nigerian custom. The southeast got 117, the south got 177. When you add it together, do the maths, it's not up to 300. Then southwest alone had 800 and almost 840 something or thereabout, over 800, 837 or 834. That is what they had. Lagos State alone had 240 something seats, slots. You are not Igbo, you are not from that region. This is how they hate themselves. You see, the old Eastern Nigeria, they are just one people and they hate themselves so badly. Look at this idiot on your screen. Look at him. If he is what he thinks he is, he should have gone back home to Nigeria to live there. And once upon a time, he said the Igbo people took care of him because he studied in Anambra, he lived there. And these people were welcoming and so on. They made him feel safe in Igbo land. He doesn't know the origin of the A.I.R people, even the Calabar people. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He will never ever know. Because the poison is in him. The same poison that is in Ijele, his right-hand man. You see how useless these people are. That's why when we speak, we have every reason to bring out points that will beat your imagination, that will make you think twice before you take any step. We'll bring it out. We show it to you so that you will know that you are useless and irredeemable. We are going to show you this one quickly. Very, very quickly. Who is this? Who do we have on our screen? His name is Ejike Mbatoro, a goat. And his cassock is green, white. Symbol of Nigeria, corruption. This entity that you see on your screen, for political exigency or political reasons and religious manipulation, he flipped out once again. He's going to carry his brother, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are going to release him. He wants to take him back. And they have kept him unjustly for over 3 years and so on. But this animal that you see on your screen, stood on his altar, no, on his shrine, and he lusted after Aisha Buhari. He said that his God, Ejike Mbaka's God, told him that Buhari is the best man for Nigeria. This man said that his God told him that Aisha Buhari is the mother of the nation. Look at her, she's so sweet, she's so sumptuous. What brought about you calling Aisha Buhari sumptuous? I thought, what do they call those people that don't have sex? Again, celibate. I thought you're a Catholic celibate. Celibacy is your culture. What brought about Aisha Buhari's body being sumptuous, smooth and sweet and clean? Have you crossed that River Jordan of Aisha Buhari? Have you crossed it? Useless man. This was the man that embarrassed Peter Obi, run down Jonathan, abused all of them. On his altar, he said Peter Obi came to his altar with nothing, empty hand. Why will you come there with empty hand? For that reason, Buhari is the man that will win the election, APC. Because they came to his altar, they gave him money. Then he said, oh, the money that... Even there, right there, he said, what they promised me the last time, they didn't fulfill it. They didn't give me the money and so on. That is Igbo people. Money, anything for the money. Give them. Lucifer becomes God instantaneously. This is him. Ejike, Mbaewu, Mbatoro, mad people everywhere. We are going to jump into this next one. Sharp, sharp. We don't have time to waste. This is Sowore making a news about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, forcing the nation around, but no one ever knows that this man on your screen here that you see here, insert top left of your screen, once worked with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he betrayed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after the elections and everything happened, after they were able to secure Nigeria, not to disintegrate. He now moved over. Suddenly, of late, he has woken up again. We are fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and his uncle that is directly under him, Tinubu, is standing firm. Igbos, you people are useless because you don't know when they want to deceive you. So we are not here to convince you. Follow Sowore. For your information, the planned October 20th protest has been cancelled by the court. Do you know why? The federal government, working in coalition with Sowore, they expected it to be something that is going to be a little bit dramatic. So they will use it as a bait to force Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to accept the government term. Ejimako Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, legal whatever nonsense they are, they now organize this thing to make a momentum out of falsehood, false flag, that they are going to do protests for Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Why they are gathering the crowd. On the flip side of reality, Ejimako and others are pressuring Nnamdi Kanu to accept the federal government peace deal so that he can come out. Nnamdi Kanu refused. That is why Sowore is walking around the clock, trying to deceive people. So with that, Nnamdi Kanu will eventually say, oh, the people are protesting, everywhere is heating up. Okay, let me just accept the deal on one way or the other. But now, the government, initially the court ignored the police, that the protest must go on. But now they have seen that Aka Chineke has entered into the protest. People are already spilling out from the control system that Sowore and others with Ejimako brought up to control the crowd for protest. Government have sensed that it's going to be something that is different. The court now stepped up just yesterday and banned the protest that is illegal to protest on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But it's not illegal to release criminals, bandits, drug barons, Tinubu colleagues and the others. It's not illegal. So this is the game they are playing with you people in Nigeria. So Sowore still keeps saying, oh, the protest must continue, protest, oh, but we are going to, careful speech, guided and so on. They are trying to do damage control because they know that Aka Chineke has entered into the stuff. And their plan has already crumbled before it started. And Nnamdi Kanu is not even ready to bow 1 second. So they are counting down on their time to see if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will accept the peace deal. Ejimako is mounting the pressure. These are all serpents. I don't trust Sowore over this deal. Neither will I trust him at all. Then suddenly another one that even flipped my conscience the other way around is seeing this guy on your screen now, Atiku or Kokoaka, joining them now, carrying placard, freeing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. Does Atiku want to tell me that he never knew what went down all this while? After how many years? Now they are making protest. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Then the latest one that came up today, oh shit, we forgot to bring it up here. That state security busted a coup that wanted to happen in Nigeria. A coup. 16 officers, top officers were arrested and so on. So automatically, this is another diversion now. Automatically, the story of the coup have overshadowed October 20th. So anything that happens on October 20th is going to be bloody and violent. So those of you going out there for the protest of October 20th, be ready, because many of you will go and see your ancestors that day. But do not just waste your life. Ensure that somebody escorts you to see your ancestor. Either the ones that shoot you or that shot you down. Do everything to make sure that they also go down with you, so you all can arrive at the gate of your ancestor at the same time. Be prepared, because many of you that will go out that day, a couple or a lot might not go back home alive from there to the mortuary. From the mortuary, if they ever see your body, to the grave. But be rest assured that after they take you down, they are going to sell your organs. That one is for sure. So be ready that you all have signed your death warrant by going out there. But let it be a death warrant that will shake the foundation of the country. If the children in Nepal can do it, and Madagascar can do it, then what stops Nigeria from doing it? This fool called Nsima, this fool, said, oh, they want to replicate what happened in Kenya. Something happened in Niger. They called Bola Tinubu Ebola Tinubu. Nsima came out and said, oh, whatever that went down in Niger was done by the Igbos. You see how the Igbos hate themselves. This fool called Nsima, he doesn't know that he is an Igbo. He doesn't. But he's an outstanding fool. Very, very outstanding in the field of foolishness. Do we care? We don't. We will never care. Alright? Now look at Nsima's boss. This is Nsima's boss. You can see how he is looking. He said it came in a shock. That amongst those that this man on your screen released, out of the 175 people, 53 of them were drug barons, not peddlers, barons. He showed them, what's that thing called? Amnesty. He released them, set them free, but held Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, engineered others to come and start talking, and the Igbos are there, law abiding. Ohaneze Ndiara and Ndiama, they stood up and said releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is illegal, that it is a due process, it is a court thing. Ojo Zokalo, the late, came out from the grave and said, Igbos are making mistake, Nigerians are making mistake, the case is already in court, they should wait and let court say something. These are your leaders, these are Igbo people. Nsima is part of the Igbo people. Ijele is part of the Igbo people. These people are useless. They are all useless. They used to have excellent witchcraft. But when it comes to the Igbo man and the Igbo land, witchcraft becomes stupidity. Utter garbage, utter trash. We don't care how you see us. We don't care how you feel. But we will give it out. Share this broadcast. Share it. Let it go far and wide. Let the people of the land wake up. Let them understand the thin line between reality and deception. Whatever Sowore is pioneering in Nigeria is deception. For his own gain. For his own gain. Not for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's gain. Huh? And they have already seen that the control system they believe they are in charge of has already thinned out. They've seen it. So what are they doing? They are trying to do damage control right now. But that damage control, it will never ever work. I don't know how long we have been here. We have been here for about 1 hour 15 minutes. We should be winding up now. This program had to be this long because we did the first part and our system developed some certain issues. We did the second one just yesterday. It was excellent production, but suddenly we found out that there were consistent or persistent glitches with the audio. So we are doing the third one immediately right now. And we try to make it a bumper package by highlighting on everything that we have ever said before. So on this particular one now, we wanted to skip two sections. Two sections is what we want to skip, so that we'll be able to end the broadcast here. We narrowly touched down on everything on a quick note, on a very, very quick note, excluding 2 or perhaps 3. So what we excluded was the event that happened in Kenya, the ones that confessed whatever they needed to confess, and what Nnamdi Kanu said. Apart from what Nnamdi Kanu said, what someone, okay, let's just take a dive into this particular one. It's not going to speak for long, although it's coming from Channels Television, but there is a point that we want to highlight here. So let's go there.
Put this perspective very straight. Nnamdi Kanu has not been convicted of any crime of terrorism or for terrorism in Nigeria by any Nigerian court. He has also not been convicted by any foreign court for terrorism. So it will be sad and uncharitable when he begins to describe him as a terrorist. The administration which that young man said, that is the Buhari administration, when a number of elders from the southeast and where many Nigerians were appealing to Buhari to release Nnamdi Kanu, he made a statement. He said that let the judiciary and the courts decide Nnamdi Kanu's fate. That was Buhari, late Buhari. Now, during his time, the judiciary decided the fate of Nnamdi Kanu. The rule of law decided the fate of Nnamdi Kanu. For instance, Umuahia Federal High Court gave a verdict in favor of Nnamdi Kanu. The Court of Appeal affirmed another decision favoring Nnamdi Kanu, asking that he be released. That is extraordinary rendition from Kenya or anywhere to Nigeria was illegal. And based on that he should be released. The ECOWAS courts also added their voices. The United Nations People's Court also added their voices. African Charter of Human Rights also added their voices. These are, organs and institutions that enhances the rule of law. Buhari never heeded such calls, as the case may be. Now, for the former PA or assistant to not term Nnamdi Kanu a terrorist, that you cannot, it's like it's forcing on Nnamdi Kanu a fait accompli. And he has already found him guilty, even when the Nigerian courts has found him guilty. That is something I cannot really begin to understand. And for him to now compare the situation of Nnamdi Kanu to Boko Haram, you see, it's sickening and nauseating. Because the Boko Haram variant of terrorism is akin to that of Al-Qaeda. We don't really know whether that the religious, philosophy struggle that they are into, whether they are into economic, I don't think so. Nnamdi Kanu is not in that Qaeda. So it is a misconception, an uncharitable word for that man to now compare both situations. That Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. I really cannot fathom it out. It's so sad. Now, even as it is, IPOB that was prescribed, there are matters in court about the prescription of IPOB. Until and unless those matters are decided in court, it cannot be said or said, legally speaking, that IPOB is a prescribed organization. I'm not trying to, maybe support them as the case may be, but let us follow legalists and what the legal, authorities have said in Nigeria here. So it's unfortunate. And now coming to what Femi Falana has advocated, that let this be settled out of the courtroom. I quite agree with, Femi Falana's, assertion and postulation on the release that a political solution will be the best way to resolve this Nnamdi Kanu. Stop this particular court, whatever that we have. The AG of the Federation has powers under the Constitution to continue this conduct.
So shut up. Shut the hell up. You see, when elders speak in Nigeria, more especially Igbo elders, you can hear fools speak. From everything this non-entity, this useless man on your screen said, I don't have apology for using this term on him. It shows that he's purely a fool. From the inception, or perhaps from the one that Nnamdi Kanu emerged, and everything Nnamdi Kanu has ever done or said, with all the exposés Nnamdi Kanu have ever brought out, just give me one PI, one private investigator that has ever come close to the excellent investigation that Nnamdi Kanu has ever done. None. The expose of how Buhari died. Tell me, did any one of you entities, even this useless man on your screen, did he second to that? He dismissed it as rubbish. Even here that he's talking now, he said something that he's not in support, he's not talking, but he aligned with Femi Falana's case. He believed in what Femi Falana submitted. Do you know why? This man is an Igbo man. Igbos are animals by nature. As Buhari is dead, officially now, according to the Nigerian government, till tomorrow, no Igbo man, none, not even one, can come out to insult Buhari. None. Last, Garba Shehu, or what's his name, now came out and said, when that thing happened then to Buhari, they had a right to use a body double to replace Buhari. But Nnamdi Kanu has kept on saying this thing, kept on asking people, give us live video of Buhari addressing the nation. No single Igbo person, no single Igbo entity or leader or elder ever seconded to that. None. If Buhari was not dead, come on air live to address Nigerians. Not even one. Today Buhari died, and we have Sunday Igboho coming out to say, thank God, though, a man that wanted to kill me has already died. Hey, Oluwa, Oluwa lo she, I looked at Sunday Igboho, and expressly, instantaneously, I saw the line of betrayals. That is why I wrote down on Sunday Igboho, Omoyele Sowore, even, what's the name of that one? Mayegun. Mayegun General is another bandit on his own. Mayegun is a career YouTuber. He does it for profession and he earns a living from it. Then Mayegun came out and said that Buhari was still alive. He knows that he was vegetable. They kept him somewhere. How did Mayegun manage to know? These are the people, these are the entities that subtly dissolved and melted down every evidence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought up. Even when Koiki rose up, that is the spokesman for Sunday Igboho, they still go to Nigeria. You are fighting the Nigerian government at such a magnitude, but you can go to Nigeria easily. You use a British passport. Does Mazi Nnamdi Kanu not use a British passport? Why was he caught and arrested? It clearly shows to you idiots that can't think, known as the Igbos, that you are dancers at the gate of hell. It's a program done in Mountain of Fire, dancers at the gate of hell. That is what you people are. You don't know who your enemies are. You don't know where the red line is drawn for you, how you are going to die and so on. You don't care. In as much as there is something that you will eat. Igbo people, they love to eat something. Materially, financially, sexually, anything. They just want to eat it. Let us just eat it so that we know that we ate it. That's their own. You know, when Igboho said that, I shook my head. I said, deceivers. So does Igboho want to tell me that he never knew that Buhari have died a long time ago? Another Yoruba prophet came out. He said his name is MKO Tibeton. That God told him that Buhari is alive. He changed the organ of Buhari, made Buhari look younger. MKO Tibeton shared this broadcast so that it will get to that motherfucking serpent. Share it. Because Garuba Shehu has already come out to say, yes, truly something like that happened, but they used the body double. MKO Tibeton, where did your God speak from? God of the Nigerian church is Lucifer. Point blank, Lucifer. God always tells them things that are not true. We don't serve a God that lies. That is why we are ancient to do, and we don't care who your God is or what your God has for you. We don't care. Is it Aha or whatsoever, that place they call heaven? We don't care about it. We don't care. We say it the way we should say it. That's why we are ancient to do. Follow up this channel if you want to follow. If you don't want to follow, but share this broadcast. I need this broadcast to get to Alibo so that people there will do justice with their lives. We are nearing the mark of 1 hour 30 minutes. So we are calling the program a wrap here. This is Ancient to Do, a place will open up your eyes to see things from angles that you can't even imagine seeing from. That is why we are here, and that's why we do what we know how to do best. And the rest remains history. Okay? We'll see you all in the next one. So from us in the studio here in Ancient to Do, to you out there, we'll say bye-bye. Make sure you share this broadcast. Wake up the people. Let them know that marching out on October 20th, which is barely 24 hours away from now, that if they march out there, there is no guarantee that they will be able to go back to their homes. You remember Wike? Wike said he killed the youths of Obigbo like vultures. Their parents never knew where he put their bodies. So he's always out there to kill people. Today, that Wike that killed or committed genocide in Obigbo is now the FCT minister, and he's going to do the same to you when you get there. So be prepared to meet a man like Wike that might want to send you to your ancestors. So when he does that, ensure, if possible, that Wike himself escorts you to your ancestors. Then we'll be able to prove a point that truly tit for tat is a fair game. Alright? And to the ESN, those useless people called the ESN, continue remaining there as ESN, stupid people, while Ijele is bragging, saying on television and online how he's going to kill Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the boys of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are there, having their general being taunted and brought down by a non-entity. Yet, you people are just sitting there like a bunch of rags. That is what you are. So goodbye from this studio. Share this broadcast. Let it get to Alibo by any means necessarily possible. Let it even get to Abuja. Thank you all. See you all in the next one.